Hello everybody, we are on the back nine of round 3 of the Dynamic Disc Open, 5th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And I'm Madison Walker. We are your 2 Hot Geese.
We are at the Emporia Country Club today and it is windy. It is 25 to 35 miles per hour. Frisbees did weird stuff. Kristin Tattar doing really cool stuff. She's even par. Everyone else on our lead card a few over.
You can see everyone struggling. Mini strokes over par, at least a handful. Macy Vela-Diaz and Katrina Allen both hanging on around even par, and that is great out here.
And our lead card staying kind of up in those top 4. Mertsch dropping back to 5th, but everyone playing pretty well. A few over pars, fine out here.
Yep. The conditions were absolutely brutal. It did not change here. It was a left to right crosswind in this new hole. It is wooded. It is tucked on the side. It's nice and short, but the angle to get to the basket is really challenging. There is an OB line all the way down the left-hand side as well, and being right, it's really tough to get up and down to the basket. So
that OB line comes in so tight on the left too. It basically calls for a giant flex sidearm, which very few ladies have in our field at that distance. And I feel like the backhand, it forces you to throw through that really narrow gap on the right, or you risk out of bounds.
Yeah, a lot of people chip up their first shot.
Oh, wow.
Unless you're Kristin Tattar and you have that giant flex sidearm.
Oh my God, she's doing it. This is what the hole was designed for, and she did it.
She did it perfectly. That was amazing. We won't see that very many more times. Oh, we got Hailey and Kat on this card.
I know. Well, they're 2 of the best sidearm players we have in the field. Like, there's probably only 5 women that can do this consistently. Let's see if Hailey can follow suit. Hers is a little higher and tighter.
Yeah.
And honestly,
it would have worked.
Yeah, it was really solid. I didn't see exactly where it ended up.
It's not in a bad spot. She's probably right on the edge of circle 2, just at a downhill jump putt.
And Kat, who has an excellent sidearm, opting for the backhand layup.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's too far left. She's inbounds but tangled up. But I think her having such a good sidearm and choosing to lay up just shows you what a demanding sidearm that is.
100%. Jen being more aggressive off the tee, gets some ground play, and it works out. I'm not sure what her game plan was there.
Honestly, there's that tiny right gap right there you see in between the trees. And, like, you kind of just want to throw and get lucky if you throw a straight backhand, and you're not really risking OB that way.
Oh,
but
no.
It's not really a good golf shot. You know, it doesn't feel very good to get through there.
Yeah, Kat tries to kind of flex something, but it doesn't ever come out, and she will be out of bounds on her second shot.
Here's that teeny gap I've been talking about. That is too low and catches a tree, lands just outside circle 2 for Jennifer. Hailey with a really great forehand. She's 80 feet away, spins something.
Oh, that wind caught it.
Yeah, ends up too far on the right in circle 2.
Even at 330 feet, this averaged at .83 strokes above par.
I think this out of bounds line is a little too tight on the left.
I agree.
It's kind of, I bet a lot of people ended up OB there, and then it's just an automatic bogey.
Yeah.
Ooh. Solid run from Jen for her par.
This was a fun putt to run, very downhill. Hailey in a sticky tree forest. Finds her way out, though. She'll have to settle for the bogue.
Jen.
Bit of a comebacker.
Mm-hmm. Good
Okay.
putt. Still waiting for Kristin to get to her amazing drive. There it is.
This is Kat for her double, I believe.
Good putt, though.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Kristin for birdie.
Oh, yeah. Just outside bullseye. Oh.
Just a touch right.
Yeah,
Dang, that's such a beautiful tee shot, too.
She was one of only 2 people looking at a birdie opportunity today. The other was Maria Oliva. Wow, I wonder what she threw. Backhand queen.
Yeah. Yeah, she did not throw a sidearm.
Only 2 people getting into circle 1 for birdie and only 2 people getting into circle 2 for birdie on that hole. That's crazy.
Yeah, hole 11 is a little more straightforward here. Par 3 uphill, 404 feet. Cart path is OB on the left. There is OB right as well. You just want to throw straight and hyzer at the end. Check out that merch in the top right corner. Your 2 Hot Geese. We have aprons. We have mouse pads. We have more practical things like shirts and sweatshirts. gkprodisc.com/shop.
To everyone that has shown your shirt this weekend.
Yeah, we love it. Please tag us.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the coolest.
It's my favorite.
Yep. Kristin's got the distance to get to this 400-foot hole. It was a left to right cross.
Yeah,
though.
with a little bit of a headwind, and so it just held the disc out towards the right. Normally, playing out right is a really smart play if you're not trying to attack all the way to the pin, but today it was really punishing.
Yep.
It just carried you out of bounds right.
This was a hole that was just really tough to get to in these conditions. Hailey has a disc that looks like it is stable enough, but look at this. It just like pushes so
trying
close.
to go out of bounds. And that's normally like such a safe line. The more risky shot is kind of hugging that OB cart path tighter, the shot to get all the way to the pin. But in this wind, I doubt very many people got there for a solid birdie look. Wow, Jen going up and over.
Yeah.
This could be good. I don't know. Nope. Yeah, she might be out of bounds early. I was hoping it would flex more. Cat just laying up on that right side. Well done.
That's a great shot.
Looked like a firebird.
This play is the 4th most difficult hole in the day, and this is another one where it's because the distance is just not quite gettable for most of the FPO field.
When it's calm, it is attackable, but just
not in these conditions.
Not today. That was
But still, 404 feet uphill is still, a lot of people can't reach that.
No, a lot of people can't, but like some people can, but not today. Jennifer Allen with a really, really good layup. She's under the pin for her bogey. Cat just laughing at...
This approach was so scary.
Yeah.
It really was. You're having to throw nose up and hope that it lays down, and it does.
I mean, yeah, that was about as good as you can do it.
Only 2 people landing in circle 2 for birdie on this screen. You know, we see Kristin turning something over here. She's got one of the biggest arms in the game, especially for control, and she was even struggling to get into circle 2.
I don't think she was really trying to, though. You know, look more like the layup line.
Hailey just chipping up. That looks great.
Perfect.
There were no birdies on the day, and only 28% of the field with a par.
Oh.
Yeesh. For those of you that aren't good at math, it's 72% with bogey or worse. Oof. It was rough out there.
Yeah.
So that's
taking the bogey.
It's 3 holes in a row that average a stroke over par. You're like praising to get off these holes and move on to the next one.
Yeah, this corner was, I feel like, particularly exposed and windy. 11 through, 14 were all pretty blustery. Hailey with a good par there. Everyone else bogeys. Let's take a breath, everyone, and check in. Katrina Allen, even par through 15. That's unreal. Look at everybody else. The back nine's playing so tough.
Yeah, it's just adding strokes over par. Everyone in the field in the top 10. You got to be okay with taking bogeys. It was so hard to just bogey holes that you would never normally bogey.
You really have to believe in like self-love today and know that it's just the wind.
It's just the wind. It's not your game.
Yeah. Hole 12 is a par 3, 320 feet. OB pretty tight on the right, not quite as tight on the left. It really calls for a flex shot around this tree. There used to be more room on the left side where you can kind of go out and around the tree on the left side, but now it forces kind of a tunnel. Sidearm is a play I haven't really seen much, but it's very smart.
I think this is the best play. It was a screaming right to left crosswind. So doing that flex play was so dangerous because if you turn it over, it smushes it down, and if you show the underside, it blows it out of bounds.
Yeah, that play from Hailey there, that was like the play last year to play for par, like get on the left side of the tree, but it's much, much tighter this year. This isn't quite turned enough, and it's heading out of bounds.
That's pretty much the story of the hole. Hailey's play, I think, is the play. It's just you can't try to bite off that much. You kind of just have to be okay with pitching up for your 3 or leaving yourself a long putt. It's really hard to attack this green in this wind.
Yeah. This is the only time I'm going to brag because everyone on my card got into circle 2.
No.
Yeah, and we all were like, disc golf, yeah, we're the best. Because it had been a rough round for everyone.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Jen keeping hers nice and low.
Hers was pretty solid, honestly.
Yeah.
That was a good shot.
Kat with a great-looking sidearm. Yeah, that's
she's
a play.
pretty close to circle 2 there. Really nice controlled shot. So Hailey and Kristin both going from this left side and having to chip a sidearm around this tree.
So this hole's 320 feet, and one person out of our 48-person field got inside the circle for birdie. One. Mm-hmm. What?
Yep.
Ugh, it was playing so tough. Then you get down here, and this green wasn't that windy. It was relatively calm.
It really
here.
wasn't. But the elevated pin and the hill has its own challenges. Mm-hmm. Good little layup from Jen and Kat as well, both parked. Yeah, it was a pretty protected green. Kristin throwing 3 with the out of bounds.
Giving it a little soft bid. There were 2 birdies today from Katrina Allen and Maria Oliva. Maria getting some big birdies.
Yeah, it's
Katrina at this point still hovering around even, and that's how, by getting those blue parts on the scorecard.
yeah, man, almost everyone else on our card here we're watching finding bogey. That was a really good par from Kat. Dang, double from Hailey.
Moving on to one of the easier holes on the course. It was a right to left crosswind, but you couldn't feel it from the tee pad, so you were a little bit less stressed. Even if it was just a facade.
Just for a moment.
Yeah, so you want to throw something around these trees on the right-hand side, letting it hyzer back into the green at 333 feet. Slightly uphill, plays a little bit more like 350, but you can find circle 1 fairly easily. There is an out of bounds line on the left-hand side as well that does pinch in, so you don't want to hyzer out early and get a big skip.
Did you already say it was a right to left crosswind on
Yes,
this one?
I did.
Yep. So you just want to play it out really wide and let the wind push it in like this. Oh no, that looks so good too.
Dang it. God, that was so good.
Yeah, you have to throw such a touchy angle to get your disc to cut through the wind and not be controlled by the wind. And it feels so good when you see your disc flat. You're like, yes, I did it.
Did it. That's a little early pushing that tree as well. And yep, Kat's out of bounds.
Happens
in
so
circle
fast.
2 though, it looks like. Yeah, you really have to go wide around that first tree to stay in bounds, I think.
Kristin doing what you need to here. Oh, she gets some wind skips and bounces, but thankfully it
She's
lays
fine.
down. Yeah. That tree definitely helped kick up the angle of her disc. Hailey putting it way out wide. I like this play. As long as it stays down.
High, but
Oh, no.
I thought it was going to dig.
Her disc always lands with so much spin. So much action.
She's pin high and we'll have a chance to save par. Jen's second shot here.
This green was pretty brutal.
Yeah, now you feel the wind once you walk past here. The wind that I can never remember and took detailed notes on, and you remember perfectly every time.
Yeah. The wind is easy to remember for some reason because it's traumatizing to me. I can't forget it.
Leave scars.
Yeah. Kristin giving it
Ooh.
a great bid. I wonder if she just goes out and practice putting in 30-mile-per-hour winds.
Like,
Probably.
yeah, every day that you think, I'm just going to stay indoors, she's grabbing her discs and practicing.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Good day for sailing. It's a great day for Kristin to practice putting.
Hailey is, she was, the correct height, but misses to the right. She has 18 feet coming back.
Cat for her bogey.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Even as one of the easiest holes on the course, it still averaged just above par, about a third of a stroke, and there were only 4 birdies. Katrina Allen, Paige Pierce, Maria Oliva, and Casey Pennington getting some 2s.
Good par from Jen. And from Kristin. Hailey and Kat with bogeys.
There's 2 components of making the hyzer flip. Throw it on a hyzer angle, this way. Finding the right disc is the most important part of it. That was a hyzer flip.
You see that, Mom?
Champion, Katrina Allen! World champion, James Conrad!
Hole 14 is a par 5. It's 893 feet. We are going from a new pad. We used to go from this short tee up here. So through the trees, there are various gaps you can choose, and then it is wide open. The pin has also been extended. It used to be a par 4, so you are just going a million feet down here. It's OB left, there's OB right, and then this green up here is OB as well. We're still not there. You're going to curve up into the right here. The fairway narrows and the pin is kind of on a side hill here that can be pretty tough. So it is far and it was a right to left wind.
The fairway kind of slopes downhill from right to left as well, so you really want to gauge your disc angle if you're throwing that hyzer shot. But the OB's pretty far away on the left side. It doesn't really come into play as long as you're throwing a nice controlled hyzer like we see Jen doing right here.
Yeah, that is ideal, especially in this wind. I think a lot of people practice the anhyzer through the left gap, but with the right to, with the right to left wind, it just kind of pushes your anhyzer down. So I think we're going to see a lot of people go this hyzer gap.
Yeah, it definitely brings the cut roller into play, or the roller.
Right.
Beloved.
That was beautiful from Kristin. Another rive.
So this hole is the longest hole on the course. My caddy and I, we clocked our distance walk today, and walking this course while playing is 4.5 miles.
Sounds
So
right.
It's a crush of a course.
Cat gets caught up and drops a little bit short. Yeah.
I want to hold her and say, this is not the day to get frustrated, because this day doesn't matter. I know it's a tournament round, but like there's just nothing you can do here.
Just hold on.
Yep.
For the ride.
Just realize that we have to be out here to complete the event and let whatever happens happen.
It's Kansas.
Yep. It's Kansas.
We're gonna get sucked up into a magical world soon.
Hailey's underside gets shown. It turns almost into a roller, but it checks up, and that's going to be okay. She'll still be able to get a par from there.
I was talking about Wizard of Oz. I feel like it's really weird.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Everybody. That's a great hyzer.
Mm-hmm. And it's good to be over there on that left-hand side and the wide open. It sets up your next shot really well.
Kristin working the sidearm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice and low. Very powerful shot.
The wind just toying with it, but it's too good. It goes against the wind.
She's way down there. Jen going standstill, kind of throwing this little gap here. That fence is out of bounds. Jen's not dealing with that at all. Looks like a decent shot. She landed, I think, kind of near where the old pin position used to be. Eagle had a famous sidearm throw-in on this hole. If that helps anybody remember what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm. Where it once was. Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Whoa, that is so wide, but...
The wind just takes it and just launches it. And that she went out of bounds short of that
Pretty
green, so she'll
early.
have to take it way back here.
Jen with another standstill here.
Lining up a flex shot with a full spin follow through. She'll have just a simple pitch down to the green. She's probably, I don't know, just outside circle 2.
Yeah, 80, maybe 90 feet. Cat with a standstill sidearm here. That looks a little high and early, but fine.
Mm-hmm. Hailey approaching her lie. She's got to throw over this out of bounds.
Yeah, it's very blind.
And the wind is again. Oh, that was great.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah, I thought she was way left.
Yeah, it was pretty short, but, you know, blind shots are never easy. Cat with just a little tiny pitch up here.
Get some nice ground play. This was such a weird green. There was breaks in the wind where it would be completely calm, and then all of a sudden it would just be ripping. You just had to hope that you got up to your putt in time for
Yeah,
a
it
little
looks pretty
break.
calm at the moment.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the few sloped greens on the course.
Boom.
Yes.
What a birdie.
Huge. One of only 2 birdies on the day. And I think in normal conditions, this hole would be birdied a million times.
Yeah.
It's for sure reachable. Alyssa Pearson getting the other 4.
Wow, did Hailey save a par after all that?
She got a bogue.
Did she get a bug? Okay. And Jen
Great
and
par
Kat
finish.
getting really clean pars. Hole 15 is a par 3, one of only 2 short tee positions that we play. You want to throw a hyzer, most likely on the right side of the tree that we're flying through here. There is out of bounds right that can come into play, and then that car path is OB on the left that would come definitely less in your mind than the right side. It's definitely reachable at 353, but takes a crush.
It was a left to right wind here that pushes your hyzer down, and that is the play you want to do. So you have to make sure you put height on it, but you don't let it flip at all because it can turn and go out of bounds. Kristin throwing a nice linear shot here, keeping the angle, and the wind helps it skip down the fairway.
Beautiful. I think landing in circle 2 is kind of the typical play here. It's pretty difficult to get all the way inside the circle
Yep.
in the wind.
Yep.
Again. On calm days, we'd see a lot of birdies on this.
Yeah, 30% of the field getting into circle 2 on their tee shot for birdie.
And this is the wind trying to push it out of
Holy
bounds.
cow.
She launched
She went
that.
deep?
Yeah. Yeah, she actually did make it back in bounds from the side, but went deep. That's crazy.
Holy moly.
So just normal OB rules, so Jen will have a chance to save her par. That, oh wow, that's super stable. I thought it
needs
was
to
too
work.
wide. It's trying. Come on. Come on.
Wow.
Oh, it's in.
Was it? I can't tell.
I thought it was in.
I thought it was too,
Maybe-
but her reaction does not look good.
We'll
Is that
see.
relief
I
or
think she's
disdain?
just, I think she's disappointed that it wasn't a good shot.
Yep.
But, oh, that's turned over. But coming back. Work it,
Same
girl.
problem as Jen?
Come on. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Deep.
Who are these people throwing 400
They're like
on
our
accident?
farthest throwers. What do you mean?
I know who they are.
Look-
We've met. The drop zone is kind of brutal in these conditions.
Oh, I forgot there was a drop zone.
Yeah,
on this hole.
I did
It's
too.
so far too. Like you cannot do any better than a bogey, and it brings double into play really quickly.
Yep.
Dang, I forgot about that.
I
It's
did
so
too.
Brutal.
Provisional?
Hailey calling it provisional just in case her disc is inbounds.
Or
Look at this low skipper.
That looks fine. Inside the circle. Kristin from circle 2 for her birdie.
I think my brain forgets there's a drop zone, so I'm not scared to go for the hole.
Yeah, a brutal drop zone. At that.
It is a tough one.
We did not have a lot of time to practice or learn the course in between Jonesboro and this event. We had 3 days to drive 9 hours and learn 2 courses. So it was, it's pretty brutal out here for the competitors. What is why we are lacking in some of the rules knowledge, because really, really, it was a lot.
We had one day to figure it out.
Yep, we did. Kat was safe.
Yep, she just kind of lays up for par.
Oh,
Hailey
Hailey.
airballs and leaves maybe an even longer or at least a similar putt as what she just had.
With a tailwind this time.
There we go.
There we go.
Double bogey though. Man, they just stack up.
There were 2 birdies today on the field, Chloe Alice and Paige Pierce. I played on Paige's card, and she was in the bullseye parked.
Very
It was
nice.
sick.
Man, Jen, a double as well. That drop zone is so punishing. Good pars from Kat and Kristin here. Moving on to the scariest hole on the course.
Yeah, we normally have a women's tee pad, but this year we don't. And so it's 320 feet of pure water carry. The wind was so swirly here. It was generally right to left / heady / sometimes tail right to left. I mean, it just it swirled around a lot. The water was a crystal clear sign of what was happening, and you just watched it move. A lot of people are going to pitch up to the right here to this narrow landing zone.
Yep.
The more left you can be, the better.
But it's dangerous because
but-
you have to push the OB.
Yes.
That's perfect.
But the cool thing about this hole is if you do go out of bounds, the drop zone is a really forgiving way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can move all the way up to the corner where Ricky made his famous drop zone putt last year.
Kat looks like she's going for it. She is.
She is.
This looks great. Come on.
I was on 18's
Whoa.
tee pad during this, and she's
Yes.
safe. The crowd went wild. It was the biggest roar I heard all day.
I mean, not very many women are going to go for this hole.
Nope, it's played as the most difficult hole in the course, and most people are laying up on the right side. So, I mean, just let that sink in.
Jen's not. That's looking pretty good. Needs to kind of drop. Come on.
No, she goes
She goes
over the
deep.
wall.
It's a great line.
She knows she's a crusher on accident. Haley going for it as well. This is one of the only cards of the day that a majority of the people go for.
I mean,
it.
I feel like Kristin laying up really.
That shows
yes.
you. That shows you how hard it is. Look at Haley.
That's such a good shot.
Yeah, this hole averaged at 1.3 strokes over par. Because this layup right here.
There was a $25,000. Whoa. Oh, that's out from Kristin. She'll have to play from up there. $25,000 ace pot on this from Eric, which is early recognition is critical. And Matt Bell hit it the day before the tournament. It's a really cool video if you guys want to watch that.
Oh no. Oh, if that hyzer's out just a little too much. It looks like it might have trickled into the water.
When you say this is a forgiving drop zone, distance-wise, yes, but it sure tests your nerves.
Yeah, conditions it was
Look at those flags.
rough.
Did you look at them?
And you can see even though Haley makes it on to the island, she has really no putt that anyone of sound mind would go for.
Yeah, it's smart, but painful golf.
Yeah, Kat also laying up. Yep, that's what I thought. There were no birdies on the day. That's not surprising. There was only 20% pars, 80% with a bogey or worse. And it's just sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah, I don't love this change. I like the other tee pad.
Me too. I think it's a great hole from the other tee pad. It gives a lot more players the option to go for it.
Man, big numbers here. Jen with a triple. I think double. Oh, just a
Bogey.
bogey. God, why is my math?
We're having to add a lot of bogey strokes to a
Yeah.
lot of players. This is not normal.
But Haley and Kat with really good pars. I mean, there can't have been very many people who made the
20%.
island. Yep.
only 7%
But did- I
are
mean,
3 people making it to
That's
circle
what I was going
2.
to say. A lot of that 20% is probably layups.
Yeah, Udis doesn't have an island stat.
Yeah, hole 17 is a par 5, 745 feet. Same hole as last year. They did take away the out of bounds on the left, which is much more forgiving and can really open up your tee shot. Second shots are typically landing somewhere where these people are walking, and then you're kind of cutting over this OB green and trying to get yourself a birdie look. You got some park style golf navigating some trees here. There is an OB cart path deep of the basket. If you want to get squirrely, you can play to the right side on your first or second shot and then throw over out of bounds, though they did tighten up the area that you can throw across.
Yeah, I really did like the change here of taking that out of bounds line off the left.
Me too.
It allowed everyone to be a little bit more aggressive. But the birdie is still so tough, especially obviously like a broken record in these conditions. But it's nice to be able to open up and be aggressive for once.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they took the OB line left out of play in practice, because I was practicing going like skirting the trees right and then trying to go over on my second shot. This is a really good shot. Just needs to not skip too much. That's
That'll be
fine.
fine, yeah.
Good distance.
If that holds, that's going to
Wow.
be brilliant.
That's monstrous.
Wow. Oh my God. That's where my second shot
It's like
lands.
a flippy destroyer.
I mean,
if that exists.
every bit of what would you say, 425?
Yeah, over 400 for sure.
For sure.
Hailey, good angle, but a little low. Get some good ground action. We might see some throwing over the out of bounds, kind of aggressive line.
Kat's still just trying to get to the corner. She's not doing anything too crazy here. And she's going to be more left than you would maybe want, but it's okay right there.
It's fine. Yeah, she's got a straight shot at it. Maybe 300 feet.
It feels so
Maybe
weird
just
there
a little under.
to throw a hyzer that turns 180 degrees from the direction you're wanting it to turn.
Right.
But the wind really called for that today. You didn't really have a choice.
Kristen, playing it closer to that corner like you want, and
About
she's
the
in a
same spot.
no, she's a little closer, I think. We'll see. Let's see if Hailey decides to go all the way around or cut the. Yep, she's going around with a sidearm. Cutting the corner with a sidearm.
Yep, love this play.
Cool.
Yeah, gets by the trees. She'll have a long putt.
Yeah, birdie look for Hailey. Jen going standstill. Again, that green is OB, and also probably 20-ish feet past that green is out of bounds. So
This is every bit.
that is just barely in bounds, I think.
Yeah, this was about a 300-foot shot from where Jen was, and she's throwing a standstill. Okay, cool.
I think maybe just over.
Yeah,
300.
320
Yeah.
ish.
This is like, what, 250, 275? Nice touch sidearm from Kat. Skips just outside the bullseye.
So this played is one of the top 3 easiest holes on the day, but when I say it's easy, I mean only 16% of the people birdied it. But just a lot of par, 60% of the field with par. So this is a little bit more of a normal scoring separation that we see on a hole.
Yeah, I think this is a good hole.
Yeah, I love this hole. I think it's one of my favorite on the course.
Man, Kristen was way up there and just has a little chip forehand shot for her birdie.
It's crazy that easy today just means like not everyone's boking it.
Yeah. Internal shrug.
Hailey with a long birdie putt just outside the circle. You're almost done.
Just an inch low. It's a good bid. Cat for birdie. Love that.
Yep, great birdie.
Kristen for a birdie as well. And man, look at the difference in Kristen's round compared to our other lead card lady. She's just playing so clean, 1 over on the day through 17.
So impressive.
Yeah. Great birdie from Jen as well.
Hole 18, man, the wind was brutal on this tee shot. It was ripping right to left cross, but also we're right by the island hole, and it was kind of swirly. Just want to get across the water and get out to the open, pitch up, and have a tap in. But that's just not what happens a lot. It's so windy. It was really difficult to make controlled approach shots. And also, if you go too big on your tee shot, you can easily find the OB on the left side. Oh, no.
The OB line is, yeah, it's a little off that tree.
It's safe. I didn't lose that disc.
The bright side.
She gets the disc back. That's a real thing.
Yeah, that right to left. If you do throw just the pure hyzer trying to get to the pin, like a lot of ladies here on this card would be doing, look at that wind, just lifting it up and no choice. It's straight out of bounds.
Yeah.
That OB line pinches in so close over there. Like she's shooting well and she's still just like, eh.
Yeah, it's fine. Little smile.
This plate is the second most difficult hole on the day at 350 feet.
That is two turned. It's trying to find its way back.
Not an island though, is it?
Jen clarifying the rule. She does get to take it up there where it went out of bounds.
Listen to the flags. I won't imitate them for you.
You can.
Hailey finding out of bounds as well.
Is she?
I thought so. Nope. Did she check up right
I
before?
think she's right before it.
Nice. That was about as high and hyzery as you could put it on this hole.
Ooh, this is
Oh.
kind of headed towards out of bounds too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a bad shot.
It was really difficult wind too. Even just this little pitch up right here was tough.
Yeah, if you don't get it close to the putt, is so hard.
Oh, Jen, was she running it?
No, she wrote in her disc list a Yeti that shouldn't have lifted in a tailwind. Yeah, it just gets away from her a little bit, so she'll be just inside the circle for a bogey save. This is Kristin's third.
She's just chipping
Take a
up.
bogey. 2 over out here, as lame as this sounds, is great in these conditions.
I mean, that'll probably rate out 980.
yeah,
990.
I didn't look, but
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It'll be around 980 or 990. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
2 over. There were no birdies today. There are only 31% of the field with a par, and that just shows how crazy and gusty it was on this green.
Hailey was inbound. She just pitches up for par. Jen pitches up. Whoa. So Jen is what, 12 over on the day?
And that is the average for the FPO field.
That's
11 and a half
nuts.
over par was the average cumulative score on this
so
course. That's crazy.
Hailey finishing at 10. Kat, with a rough finishing hole, finishes at 12 as well. And Kristin with definitely one of the hotter rounds of the day.
100%. Let's take a peek at all the colors. Oh, too many.
All the colors of the wind.
Yeah, not enough of that green that we're used to seeing on our lead card. But it's just one of those days, hopefully, that we all have a short memory for.
I know you do.
That's why we have to be. That's what we have to be good at as professionals. Just forget this happened. Looking at the leaderboard.
Wow. Katrina finished even?
Yeah,
and Ella Hansen one down?
Yes,
Oh, dang.
unbelievable. And how often do you see double digits over par on the top 10
Never.
on one round?
Literally never.
Yep, never.
Here we are. I mean, yeah, Hailey managing to stay in fourth. Like,
With 10 over.
some just crazy things today. Thank you to our VIP members. We just appreciate you guys so much. We are going to start doing some things for you. We promise we won't just keep thanking you over and over. We're hoping to do like a little video, kind of ask me anything, not sure yet, in California, but it'll be coming up soon around OTB. If you want to sign up and support FPO coverage, go to gkprodisc.com.
Also, if there's anything else you can think of that you want, that you think would be cool from the two Hot Geese, honk at us. We love it. Thank you again. Thanks to GK Pro for the awesome FPO footage. We still have one more round after this cut round in round 3. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.